Welcome to the Fret Prince Podcast, improvisation topics for guitars.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode. We are going to apply some of the chords that we had worked out in the previous series on the inversion types. So we're going to see how first inversion and third inversion work very well when going through progressions that involve, let's say, the circle of fifths. So let's choose a different key. In the last series, we were using E flat. So why don't we try G now? Okay, so we've established our key area, G major, and we're going to work at a progression involving the circle of fifths. And so one good one that we could try to think about is the 3, 6, 2, 5. And we'll keep this really basic. So we'll start out just by playing some common chord shapes. So we'll play B minor, and then E minor, 7, and then A minor, 7, and then D7. So that's our 3, 6, 2, 5, and we'll end it for there, and that could resolve to the one chord. So one thing to consider when playing inversions is that you can get a very smooth voice leading. And so just little movements and that generally descend. Now if I'm playing B minor 7 here, I have these two voices. And then when I move to this is the 7 and the 3, the flat 7 and flat 3. Now when I go to play that E minor 7 here, those voices have kind of jumped. At least one of the voices has jumped up an octave. And then when I go down to this next chord, the A minor, this voice has jumped down an octave again. And then when I go to the G7, we can see we have a 7 again on the second string. So if you don't understand exactly what I'm talking about, it will become a little more evident in a minute. But essentially, we're taking a 3 and the 7 and moving it to different strings, which is fine. But we'll find if we use some of the inversions we talked about, we'll get very nice voice leading. So we'll start with the third inversion of the B minor 7. Okay, so I'm going to take this note, which is the root, and I'm just going to bring it up 2 octaves. So now it's on the top string. And so I have the flat 7 and the flat 3 on the middle 2 strings, and then the 5 and the root. So now, and you could try this with a play along or record yourself playing root notes down below. But this is what we have, third inversion, B minor 7. And then when we go to the E minor 7, we're going to play a first inversion, from starting on the third, first inversion of the E minor 7 chord. Okay, so let's go over that, and then I'll talk about the two. So we have first finger here on the 4th string, 5th fret, 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 7th, first finger again on the 2nd string, 5th fret, and then 4th finger on the 1st string, 7th fret. So flat 3, flat 7, root, and 5. Now if we kind of compare those two, the 3rd inversion, B minor, to the 1st inversion, E minor 7, we'll see we have two notes that remain the same. And then we have the other two notes which move by step. Okay. So the voices are not jumping over each other and are moving very smoothly in a stepwise motion, and some are remaining the same. So let's move on to the next chord, and before we do that, let's just look at the root movement. So we have B goes up a 4th or down a 5th, and then we move from the 3rd inversion to the 1st inversion. Okay, so now let's look at the A minor. So this is what we had for A minor, 7 earlier, so we were talking about it. We're going to take that root note, bring it up 2 octaves to the 1st string. So again, you can see we have the 3rd inversion of A minor 7. So as we're arriving at that from E minor 7, you can see that the notes on the 4th string and 2nd string are going to remain the same. The notes on the 3rd string and 1st string move down by a step. Okay, so far we have good, and then the A minor. Okay, so moving on from A minor, and also when we go from E to A, we go up a 4th or down a 5th. Okay, so now A to D, we're going to try the 1st inversion of the D7. So I have 1st finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, 2nd finger on the 4th string, 4th fret, 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 5th fret, 4th finger on the 1st string, 5th fret. Okay, so we have 3, flat 7, 5, root, and 5. Okay, so let's compare that with A minor. So the notes on the 3rd and 1st strings will remain the same. And then the 4th string descend by half step, and 2nd string will descend by whole step. And we get the 3rd inversion, or 1st inversion of the D7, moving from the 3rd inversion of A minor 7. So let's just put that together. Okay, and so notice that the 3 and the 7 of the chord are remaining on the middle 2 strings. And then the 2nd and 1st strings have the 5th and the root. Great. Well, I hope you found this helpful and has given you a practical application for uh, these inversion types. This is a common progression that you likely come across a lot. So hopefully you can find ways to apply it. And you can also change some of the chord qualities depending on what the song calls for. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode again. And if you did, please leave a comment. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And reach me at fretprince.com.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fret Prince podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe. You can also follow on Twitter and Facebook. Visit fretprince.com for articles, video, and updates.